The 3D is so fucking fake. You're not bad at manifesting. You just haven't been taught how to do it right. How do I know that I'm the right one to teach you how to correctly manifest? I manifested my partner who I'm about to celebrate 1 year with. And yes, I do have a YouTube video on how I did that. I manifested my car. I manifested trips, 2 apartments, my career, my social media following, my best friend. And I recently successfully manifested money. And that is what I am here to share with you today. Today, I'm sharing a personal success story on how I went from making $52,000 a year to making definitely much more than that. So get cozy, grab some tea, and let's get into it. So in my current job, which I also manifested, and if you'd like me to do a story time on that, let me know. I was salaried and made approximately $52,000 a year. And after taxes in New York, which my move to New York, I also manifested, that is $661 after taxes. I was also let go from my job of 3 years last February. And after that, literally my life just went to actual shit. I was unemployed between February and October. I went into debt and maxed out one of my credit cards in order to survive. And my second credit card is really close to being maxed out. It's really just for emergencies. There have been times living here, I've had to use my emergency credit card to pay for the freaking subway because my account would often be drained and in the negative. And I wouldn't know how else the heck I'm going to pay the $3 to get home. I also grew up very poor in extreme poverty. So I say all this to give context that my nervous system was shot and I have a lot of financial trauma. So whenever it comes to money, I just feel uncomfortable with it in some way or another. Because of my childhood, I always feel like money is going to leave me and I need to hoard it, or there's just never enough, or like what if something happens and then I'm back in that previous situation. I've only been in New York for 3 months and the financial struggle has just been so much. There were so many times that I was really debating about moving back in with my parents, but I was like, no, I did not just up and leave everything I've ever known in pursuit of this just for it to fail. I refuse to fail. I believe in my reality. Losing, failing simply does not exist. Those thoughts, no, they are not a part of 2026. I am not a loser, so therefore I can't fucking lose. I did not get this far just to get this far. Even being here, there were times where I felt S-word because of my finances, because I grew up so poor and I finally felt like I had this like rags to riches story. It just kind of felt like it all vanished overnight. And now I am in debt and I can't even pay $3 to get home. So I just felt like everything just like crashed down on me. I finally feel like I am so close to being able to breathe again and I can finally see the light at the end of the tunnel, and I completely manifested this. Part of my job, I can make commission. I did the math of like what I would be getting from my commission that week, and I showed him the number and I was like, is this number correct? Is this what I would be getting this week from my commission only? And he said yes. And I was like, oh, okay. Then yeah, let me switch to commission really quick. So what I was battling with was, even though the money could be more, it would be inconsistent. And because of my upbringing, like having any sort of inconsistency in my life is an actual like trauma trigger, like nervous system trigger for me, especially when it comes to my finances. So I was like, even if I'm making more money, that money will be unstable. So I was like, even if the number is inconsistent, I would still be making more weekly from commission than I would with my salary. I got my first paycheck from being commission only, and it was over $1,000. Now, let me actually tell you how I was able to successfully manifest more money. I am a huge believer in robotic affirming. If you aren't aware of what that is, I feel like it was pretty much coined by Sammy Ingram. Sammy Ingram is a manifestation, law of assumption coach, creator. I've had a lot of success listening to her, but robotic affirming is literally just like having an affirmation and affirming or saying it over and over and over again. And that's called saturating your mind. So how the subconscious works and pretty much how manifestation works. And manifestation is literally a science. You saturate your mind with these affirmations, and you literally just affirm them. And it doesn't matter if you believe it or not, because at the end of the day, affirmations are just simply thoughts that you are actively choosing to think. So why wouldn't you choose to actively think in your favor? Because it's when you just let your thoughts run wild and you just think willy-nilly that your brain goes to the old story and you think against your favor, or you focus on doubt, fear, limiting beliefs. Robotic affirming is simply just choosing the new story and sticking to it and being more aware and active in your thoughts. So some of my affirmations were: I make $1,000 per week. My bank account is always full. I make $5,000 a month. I am so rich. And I would also use umbrella affirmations. And umbrella affirmations are literally like one affirmation can apply for many desires that you're trying to manifest. So I would also say everything always works out for me. I am so lucky. I'm so good at manifesting and I always get what I want. Any chance I got, I would repeat these affirmations when I am on the subway, when I'm walking, when I'm washing my hands, when I'm taking a shit. Whenever I can actively use my brain to think, then I'm going to do that. I'm also like not like a huge subliminal user, but I do find them helpful. They're literally just another resource or a method. So there were 2 subliminal playlists by Nocturnum that I used. I will go ahead and link those in the description or the first comment. Subliminals work by speaking directly to your subconscious. And when you robotically affirm and you're choosing the new story, you also are like forcing your brain to choose and listen to the news story. And something about the human brain, oh my God, I always say this, for like being like so smart, the human brain is also like really fucking dumb. So one thing about the human brain that you need to know is it doesn't have eyes. It only has ears. So whatever you tell it, it has to prove it as true. And this is where limiting beliefs are so important, because if you say things like, I'm not a very good driver, okay, then obviously you're not going to be a very good driver. Your brain has to find proof that you're not a good driver. I literally have like a whole video on changing your thought patterns as well. Tuesday of this week, I was in my Uber to work. And when I called the Uber, I had enough money, but then my card declined. But somehow I still got the Uber. And that's because everything always works out for me, period. But I'm like, why did my card decline? That's so fucking weird. So I check my account and it's in the negative by like $300. And I'm still affirming, that's so weird. That's a bank error. I have positive $300 in my bank account. My bank account is always full. I am rich. I'm literally just like affirming this while I'm in the Uber and telling myself this new story, and I am fucking sticking to it. I'm like, I don't fucking care. My bank account is always full. I did not give power to the 3D. I could have dwelled. I could have been upset. I could have been stressed, but I was like, nope. Everything always works out for me. Everything's going to be fine. I make $1,000 a week. I make $5,000 a month. I'm fine. I'm sitting at my desk, and that's when my boss comes over to me to confirm the amount that I'll be getting that week. I literally Uber to work, negative money in the 3D. And as soon as I get in, my boss pays me that big money. I literally just continued to affirm and persist through the stress, the tears, the doubt, the fear. The 3D is so fucking fake, guys. I don't think you understand this, and you will feel so delusional literally just like sitting and affirming and trying to ignore these things. It's like another huge thing with manifesting and choosing the new story. You have to affirm and persist. Choose a new story and stick to it. That's exactly what I did in the Uber. I chose the new story of I am rich. I always have enough money. That is my story. Why would I dwell on this old story if like it literally doesn't matter? A really great analogy that I heard one time is think of a newspaper. If you're reading the newspaper, but you see the date is from last week, would you continue to read that newspaper or like get upset that like it's misprinted? No, you'd be like, oh, that news is old. So then you would throw the newspaper away and you would wait for the new edition to show up. Same fucking thing. Manifesting really is actually so simple, but we complicate it because our brain just like doesn't understand that we can have an easy life. We can have the things we want. Our brains are the ones complicating this thing. The 3D is literally a mirror. You are the cause. The 3D is the effect. The 3D has no choice but to conform. It's a mirror. So what you say, it has to show, because your brain has to prove the statements that you are saying as true, even if you don't believe it. The reason why I swear by robotic affirming is because, I don't know, that's like just what I've had the most success with. It's really just saturating your mind, telling your brain the new story until you finally get to this point of you're like, yeah, this is the new story, and you ignore your circumstances. And by ignoring your circumstances, I don't mean like if you're in debt, like continue to spend money like you make $1 million. No, I mean ignore your circumstances like I did in my car, where I'm like, that's so weird, but it's gonna be fine. It's gonna work out. I'm so far into my personal manifestation journey where like simply I feel like I'm untouchable. I just know everything is gonna be fine, even if the 3D is showing me something undesirable, because I'm like, that doesn't matter. That's fake. What are you showing me? I also just like stopped assigning meaning to things as well. And so I feel like not assigning something negative to my negative bank account really did help in this as well. And it doesn't matter if you believe your affirmations or not. Fucking say them anyways, because there will be a point that you do believe them. And even if you don't, it's still gonna work. I swear this shit works. You are so powerful. You are the creator of your reality. So I don't know why you won't just act like it. Like, why would you choose to be a loser in your own reality? If there's something that you don't like, change it. Seriously, if I've been able to manifest the things that I have, then I promise you can too. That's the old newspaper. It's in the trash. This is the new story. This is the direction I'm going in. So I promise your circumstances do not matter. Robotic affirming just kind of like also like makes you feel good, because there does just like get to a point where you're like, yeah, right. That's true. Like I would literally just be like walking home from the subway, like listening to my subs, robotically affirming in my head and be like, wait, I make $5,000 a month. Like I am financially stable again. Like this feels so good. It feels so good having money again. It feels so good being able to pay my bills. One thing that I feel like people often get wrong with manifesting is like you have to be like high vibe all the time. You have to think positive. You have to be happy. But I honestly think that's bullshit. Like we're humans at the end of the day, and humans in this 3D world still experience hardships. If you are crying and you're stressed and you're dealing with trauma and unfavorable circumstances, it is okay to let yourself feel. That's why you continue to affirm and persist through the stress, through the doubt, through the fear, through the tears. Doesn't matter how it feels, you will still get it. Yes, actually feeling it before it's materialized will help your manifestations come in so much quicker, because you're like, I'm already here. I don't even need to see it out here. Even if you don't feel it, that doesn't fucking matter. Even if you think negatively, that doesn't fucking matter. As long as you always come back to the new story and you stick to it no matter fucking what. And as long as you just know it's happening and it doesn't matter when or how, I just know that it's happening, then you're gonna get it. Anyways, this was a really long comeback yap session. I promise you there are more videos coming to you in 2026. I have been feeling so fired up about talking about manifestation specifically recently. Thank you so much for joining me in this week's video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, drop a little star emoji and write the affirmation, everything always works out for me. Another really powerful affirmation that I have is only good things happen to me. I feel like that also really helped rewire my brain and my nervous system. If you want more of this content, be sure to give it a like and subscribe. I will see you in my next video. If you want more of my tips on manifestation, then be sure to give this playlist a watch. Thanks for hanging. I love ya. Bye.